Going live, and we are live. Hey, everybody. Good Monday morning to you. Here it's 9 a.m. I've been up since 5, I don't know, 5:15, 5:30. I have a 6 a.m. call that starts every Monday morning. It is heck to get to, but once I get to it, I love it. It's kind of like working out, right? Everyone's like, and then they start working out and they feel amazing. So for all of you, I'm Colleen. You guys all know me, and I'm super happy to be with you this morning. We have our Member Monday Spotlight, and this morning's Member Monday Spotlight is Lori, Dr. Lori Monaco. Hello, Lori. Coming from are you in Connecticut?
Yep, Southern
Connecticut. You're in Connecticut, yeah. So because Lori was one of our guest panelists when we were going around the country in 2019, and she was someone I had asked to speak there. She's become a diehard Lead Up for Women member and is totally immersed in the group. And it has, been helpful for her. And today, what I want to do is give back and give her the opportunity to talk about her C4K movement. And so, Lori, the floor is yours.
Oh no, only 15 minutes? Oh my gosh, you're gonna have to cut me off. You know how you and I get going. Forget that.
We can talk for hours.
So, hi everybody. Yes, thank you for giving me the spotlight, Colleen. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate all of you on the Lead Up for Women group. I adore all of you. I'm starting to meet more and more of you because I've been interviewing you guys myself, or you ladies. So I'm just really excited about that. So what I wanted to share with you today, it goes along with my business as a coach and the fact that I talk about aligning with authentic self, which is, it's nothing, I didn't invent that. It's nothing new. A lot of people are doing that. But last year, Colleen, I got to thinking that when you start to align with your true self and you start to become more and more, connected to your world and connected to yourself and then connected to your world, it all starts with mindfulness practice, which starts with awareness. And so I was thinking about this last year because I came up with this. It's been about a year now. And I love the idea of movements. I love the idea of the hashtag stuff, and I'm like, I want to create a movement. And so I came up with hashtag C4K movements. And what it stands for is it's 4 C's. It stands for consciousness, compassion, cooperation, and community, and then the K for kindness. And I started to think about this and I thought, if we were just a little kinder to each other, if we really lived our lives with compassion, and I mean, every single thing that we just always, even when we don't want to, even when somebody's annoying us, even when somebody's, upsetting us, but always come from a place of compassion. Doesn't mean you always have to do it 20, like every moment, but overall, and I think we would just be so much better off. I mean, and I know we would. It's not even that I think that. And so many other people believe that too. But then all of a sudden this came, then all of a sudden COVID came, and then all the racial things started popping up. And it was just, and it's not, and I don't want to make light of it because it's not like it just popped up and they weren't there. They were there, they just surfaced, and things that have never been rectified. And again, we need to look from a place of compassion and kindness and think about, people, think about the humanity of people, the humanness of people. And so that's why I sort of put it together, because I thought to myself, I'm loving what I'm learning about myself, and how I'm falling in love with myself. I fell even more in love with people. And I believe that people have inherent goodness. I do believe that. I think that a lot of people just lose their way, or they're not guided properly. And we have to have an example to show to people. So my goal with the movement is to just always put that hashtag with, if you post something really positive, put that hashtag with it, so it's always attached to it. So I actually said that I was going to say to the viewers, I asked that whenever you post something inspiring, compassionate, kind, powerful, when you emphasize service to others or share a picture of humans being amazing, which is what we can be, I ask that you put the hashtag because it's just a reminder. The only way that we can exact change on ourselves and in the world is to be aware. So we have to be conscious
Mhm.
and we make that choice. And for a while, I was like, should I do C5 and do like choice in there? But I'm like, no, I think consciousness was enough. So,
Yeah.
so that's it. Do you
I
need?
love the way, yeah, I love the way that you're leading, right? We're all about leading up and leaving the ladder down and bringing others with us. And I was watching a video yesterday, and it was very clear that in the video, it talks about how humans, the way that we're wired, the way that we're born, who we are to our core is wanting to help others. There's nothing in us to our core from the time we're born that says we're here to cause destruction or to cut others down or to separate people one from another. That just isn't in our innate ability of who we are as humans. So if we go back to who we are, we're about inclusion, we're about bringing people together, compassion, love, caring for others. And that's just who we are. We don't walk by someone who's homeless in disgust. Our first just instinct is, what could I hand them that I might have that I could supply to them, whether it be water or food or clothing or a blanket. And that's why we serve. And that's why nonprofits are so successful in gathering the supplies they need for so many nonprofits, because as humans, we want to give, we want to care, we want to help, and we want to serve. So,
Right.
I mean, that's a beautiful message, Lori. And I say we all get on the C4K train, because why not? Why not spread more love, more compassion for others out there? And whenever we are posting about it, it just takes us 2 seconds to put that hashtag in, which definitely will create a movement.
It's a reminder because I mean, again, the first C is for consciousness, and it's a reminder. You're right. It's like we're not born that way, and with the exception of people who are, have some sort of disorder with their brain, like psychopathic type of scenarios or sociopathic. But even then, it's arguable. They don't know if it was they were born that way or if they developed that way. But our inherent nature, you're right, is we have survived all these years. I'm not talking about in our civilized civilization. I mean, all these years by taking care of each other, working as a community.
Yeah.
And the moment you take that out, then we falter. So, and there's sometimes argument where people will say, hey, communities though sometimes cause the problem because communities are based on like thinking, and if you don't fit in with that like thinking, then you're booted out. And I think that's where we need to take that step back and again become more conscious about it and say, hey, you know what, I get what you're saying with that. So how can we be more all inclusive? How can we accept the differences amongst ourselves, the variations from our backgrounds, but then still come together and then focus on those pieces of that we are the same. And so again, it's about being conscious, being aware, no judgment, and then taking it the next step forward and saying, okay, well, if I'm going to reach out to my community, how do I do that? If I'm going to I have to come from my place of my heart, and then and I have to be constantly reminding myself of it. So, we all have those moments where we slip back into our little old habits or old ways of thinking, but then you come back out of it and you say, no, okay, that's not going to work, until it becomes, habitual in the good way,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think, that we really could do it if we push ourselves and, there's, rather than fighting each other, think about, okay, what's so fabulous about this person? What's so great about this community? What can I do to help? How can I come from a compassionate place?
Yeah.
And so
I'm so humbled and honored to be with you today. Seeing the level of leaders that we have in Lead Up for Women, and just the compassion and love and that all of you possess to bring it forward, to create an opportunity for others, which is what you're doing, you know, with this challenge. So I do want to challenge all of our listeners to take one day, maybe today's the day, whatever day you're listening to this video, take that day and really be aware about your words. Really be aware of your actions. Are you judging others, or are you seeing them for truly who they are and just shedding compassion and caring and love for them? Or, you know, are you judging a situation, or judging, you know, how they speak or what they do, or in the moment? You know, we need to be very aware of how we treat others. Because think about it, when we were kids, right, our parents would consistently tell us, that's not nice to do that. It's not nice to take that away, or it's not nice to hit that child, or it's right. It's not, why don't you share your toys, or it's not nice to say that about someone. Yet we seem to throw all of that out the window when we get older. Why? You know, why do we have that compassion and love when we're children? And then when we grow up, we feel like we're adults now. So, you know, we can treat others unkind. And, you know, there's enough of that going on in the world, that the more that we shed that judgment and that hate and bankrupt those items, the more we have opportunity and room for us to, you know, jump on these trains of movements that are all about compassion and love and caring and supporting each other, which in turn is going to help us all be able to live in a country, especially in the United States, that we love.
Yes. Yeah. And it's simple. I mean, aside from the hashtag, you know, C4K movement, when you post something, you know, but when you're out in the public, just smile more. I know with the mask, it's not easy, but
I'm learning to smile with my eyes. I mean,
yes,
yeah.
you know, and, you know, but just do that. Just be, and don't, you know, if somebody acts like a schmo, or, you know, a jerk, just ignore them, you know, and then just pour out the happiness anyway to them. And maybe they'll catch it and maybe they won't, but, you know, it's not about you. I think that's the other problem, is we always think that when somebody's, you know, ill will to us, or they're not nice to us, we take it so personally. And I just always think of, maybe they're just having a really bad day, and, you know, maybe they are an a-hole, I don't know, but it's not for me to judge. It's not for me to think about it that way. It's just, I'm just going to be who I am, and there's always people that are receptive to it. So, you know, smile when you don't have the mask on, and smile with your eyes when you do, and just share, you know, put out that love and that compassion to everybody.
Absolutely. And if you guys don't already follow Lori, I'm going to have her enter a lot of information in the comment section below. So you'll be able to click on links. You'll be able to see what, you know, what the C4K stands for. She'll put that in the comments below. But you have to follow her on Instagram and on Facebook. She does.
I like that. You have to. You have to.
You have to, because if you're wanting to bring more love and compassion and caring into your life, then you need to be surrounding yourself with people that stand for that are supporting that movement, that share only information that is in the positivity. So you become who you know, surround yourself with. We talk about this all the time. So Lori is one of those ladies that you can surround yourself with, that is all about compassion and love and doing good. Yes. And she interviews other women, which many of you she's interviewing. So reach out to her and follow her on Facebook, because she's always looking for women to interview that support this. And if you support this, it's a great opportunity for you to gain some additional credibility and be interviewed on her show. So thank you, Lori, so much.
Thank you, Colleen, and Lead Up for Women. You guys they're awesome. Awesome.
Thank you for being with us today. And I really appreciate what you stand for and who you are, and you're a dear friend of mine. So thank you so much for taking this and sharing this movement with all of us, so we can jump on the train and spread love.
Great. Thank you.
And kindness.
Thanks for having me. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, you guys.